what it was. Y'all know who it is. And you tuned in with Priceless Knowledge itself. And I figured I'd put y'all down with a little more cosmic insight this evening. And say, man, we're going to continue on with this sun series. And in doing so this time, we're going to have a little fun. Because this right here, this is a little something about those people that have the sun in Gemini in their natal chart. And before I even go there, even if it gets on your nerves, man, you already know what the fuck I'm gonna have to do first. I'm gonna bring you a little bit about the sun in astrology and also give a little quick breakdown about the sign of Gemini in astrology. So with that being said, man, let's get it cracking. What is the sun? The sun is the planet of self. It rules the sign of Leo in the 5th house of the zodiac, man. And as I said a minute ago, as it puts forth light, it also brings forth life. And in astrology, it really represents yourself, your personality and ego, the spirit, and what it takes to make each one of us individually unique. You know, our identity and our core being are here. It can really speak to our creative ability and the power we possess to meet the challenges of everyday life. Our father, maybe mainly your male children and the major male influences in your life can be represented by the sun. It's forceful, and it's through our will that we kind of learn to manifest ourselves in this physical realm, man. And the sun is majestic, as I said earlier. It exudes royalty a little bit. You know, it's the sun that brings strength to all the other planets in your chart. And it plays a pivotal role in the big three that consist of the sun, the moon, and the rising. And the rising is just kind of how you appear. And it's your outward personality, what you're projecting. The moon is your inner reflections and who you are inside and, you know, how you internalize things and how you feel. And the sun is kind of the whole thing, man, or where you're trying to get to. You know, it's the spirit, whereas the moon is the soul. And as we all know, it spends about a month in each sign, and it's definitely masculine energy. But when you're reading a horoscope in the newspaper or wherever the fuck it is, that basic shit, you know, it's talking about your sun sign. But like I said earlier, it's a little hack to that too, man. We'll talk about that another time. So what's the sign of Gemini? Gemini is the 3rd sign of the zodiac. It rules over the 3rd house. It's ruled by Mercury, and it lords over the hands, arms, and lungs. Its symbol is the twins, and its mantra is, I think. This is mutable air, and Gemini really dwells in the realm of the mind. And it's about how we express ourselves communicatively, whether that be verbal or even literary. Gemini is about collecting information and the fun that comes along with sharing it. Gemini energy is fun, man. And it's often the life of any party. One thing it isn't is boring. And I like to think that wherever Gemini shows up in the chart, it shows the way we think and ultimately communicate those thoughts. And even the way we find the most fun in exhibiting the traits involved, man. You know what I'm saying? And so, what about these people that are born with the sun in Gemini in their natal chart, huh? Get you some great cigars, man, because them hoes burn forever. And they just go out on their own. You ain't even got to fool with them hoes, you feel me? And so, anyway, when I think of Geminis, you know, I think of somebody with an erratic, inquisitive, mischievous, quick, and poetic mind. And, you know, the exchange of information is what this energy is, you know, really centered around. Meaning, when you fucking with the twins, you know, communication is always key, period. And furthermore, intellectual and sexual are, you know, their preferred methods. And I ain't gonna go too much further because that's kind of, it is what it is. And you can take that at face value. They often have fascinating personas with a whole gang load of contradicting sides, you know, to their personality, you know, not just two motherfuckers like, you know, popular belief is. And a lot of them deal with a lot of anxiety because they're like social antennas, man. And they pick up on all kinds of data that's out there. And though they're some of the most social motherfuckers that they are, they're still going to need some significant time by themselves, you know, to gather their thoughts and calm that mercurial nature that they have. And, you know, they can kind of get strung out and get scared to get off the motherfucking treadmill, pardon me, if they don't take that time to relax. And when you're fucking with them, you know, a racing mind is a huge indicator that the twins are in overwhelm and they kind of need to unplug from the matrix for a little bit, because like they should be going. And as we always say, man, it's the thin line between genius and insane. And this is a genius mind. This is the quickest mind there is in a way. And I really think Geminis, you know, they're like motherfucking chameleons in a sense. Like, you know, it can really make their personalities one of the hardest to describe, because their personality kind of changes all the motherfucking time. I can say that. And these motherfuckers have at least two personalities or personas, but the majority of the time it's a whole bunch more, which, you know, I myself am not even going to try to get into. I will say that these motherfuckers' insatiable curiosity is always going to keep them learning new shit. So a lot of them are like walking encyclopedias and shit. Like, man, they're some of the most intelligent people they know on a trivial level. And understand that, you know, intelligence and wisdom are two different things, as are information and knowledge. But we'll get to that in a minute. That's kind of what this polarity is about. I can say that, you know, my grandmother, my nana, my daddy are Geminis, and hell, invaded, I'm a Gemini. And I can see it in myself. I got Black Moon Lilith, I have Chiron, I have Charlico and Gemini in the 8th house. So, you know, I definitely identify with it. And one of the things I've observed a lot of the time, pardon me, is that you're going to hear Geminis laughing before you ever see them, man. Cause they're always playing, they're always talking shit and, you know, finding some shit to laugh about. Even shit that's hard on everybody else, they can just find the comedy in it, because, hey man, why not? And that's one of the most beautiful things, and I'll always appreciate. I'll never forget my grandmother's laugh, man. I'll never forget it. And it was loud and it filled up a room. I won't forget my daddy's laugh when he's gone. He's still here and he's still laughing and playing and all the time and shit, playing in church and everything else, man. And he's almost 60 years old, but that's my daddy. And he's one of the true embodiments of Gemini, for real. You know, nobody is more witty or quicker on their toes in a verbal sense than a Gemini. And this, coupled with their inherent interest in the human experience, it can often, you know, put them in the role of like social icebreakers. Like, they are the life of the party. They want to laugh. They want to have a good time. And there is nothing wrong with that. They're typically extremely intellectual, but not in the uptight ass sense like Virgo or Capricorn, or even as much academically as Sagittarius or Aquarius. They're more abstract and current with it. And, you know, they're the most supremely gifted in media or the arts or poetry that you'll ever deal with, man. They make some of the most interesting and fun friends, and also some of the most stimulating and energetic lovers. And one thing that they ain't and can't be, man, as I said when I was just explaining Gemini energy, is boring, cuz like, they're not going to be boring. Cause with the twins, you know, boredom is a cardinal sin. Yeah, that rhyme. And speaking of the twins, you know, the shadow side that people talk about, pardon me, it comes from being attached from emotion, which is usually, you know, egged on by cultural or technological entrancements that they have. They can get caught up in them video games and all kinds of crazy shit. And not only that, these motherfuckers are so intrigued by novelty that they can get drawn into that motherfucking YOLO mentality for real. And the attitude of being willing to try any motherfucking thing once, you know, it's probably gonna get a Gemini in trouble more than one time in this life. But hey, as long as they ain't dead, They still learning, man, and I ain't hating on it. So have fun, y'all. Have fun, man. But let's not go backwards. You know, in this day and age, man, I could also say that social media, it could be a huge double-edged sword for these folks, because sometimes they just talk or share too motherfucking much, period, man. They just do. I do it myself, man. That's why I know. In the lower vibrations, Geminis are the lyingest, most fast-talking, and, you know what I'm saying, manipulative motherfuckers that you ever gonna encounter. And they will talk your ass out of every motherfucking thing you got. And even if you on point and they don't talk you out of everything, I guarantee you they ain't leaving empty-handed, man. This is the mind of the trickster. You know, they're flirtatious and really playful, and that means they're not above playing with motherfuckers' minds, you know, just for fun. Just for fun. And, you know, they can also be real messy. And everybody can, but Geminis can be real messy. And they kind of be able to use their mouthpiece, because they have one of the coldest mouthpieces you'll ever encounter, you know, to play people against each other at their own advantage, while they just kind of laugh or smirk in the background or play innocent like they don't know, and they're both everybody's friends and they had nothing to do with it. But hey, man, we all got shit we got to work on, y'all. But in a more evolved sense, man, they're the most thoughtful, witty, and mentally agile people around. You know, they've never met anybody who's not their friend. And, you know, you'll never meet a more gifted conversationalist than a Gemini when they're involved. Or even a Gemini that's just feeling good and shit ain't got them fucked up, man. Like, you'll never have a better conversation with anybody, because they know how to go there, man. And they understand all aspects of humanity with the twins, you know, both the masculine and the feminine. That's why a lot of Gemini men, man, they cool with all females. That's why Tupac can understand females. And like, speaking of that, like, think about this, like Prince, Marilyn Monroe, you know, those are Geminis. Tupac, like I just said, hell, President Trump, Bob Dylan, the Ocean Twins, you know, Angelina Jolie, Johnny Depp. And you can see a small tinge of femininity in him that's not female. So let's not get that twisted. And that's a conversation for a whole nother day. But look, man, it's a lot of Geminis that are iconic. And it's for the things that come out of their mouth, to be honest. Marilyn Monroe was fine as hell, but it's for the things that come out of her mouth and her lifestyle that was awesome, that made her iconic. And my advice for y'all Geminis, man, is to just stop lying so motherfucking much, man. I'm just playing, y'all. Don't get mad. Don't cuss me out. But look, man, I know y'all like to play, but let's try to leave other people's emotions out the motherfucking toy box. Because, you know, people's feelings ain't made to be played with. So stop. I'm not even going to go any further. I'm going to take it to the polarity and give it to you like the Sag would, straight up. Because I am a Cancer, but my sun is in the 9th house. And even if we're talking about Vedic, as a Gemini, my sun is in the 9th house. And so I'm telling you straight up the way I would that, you know, feelings ain't to be played with, man. So stop, man. If you can play, have fun. But don't have fun with my feelings, because you might be in trouble. And it ain't fair, and you ain't gonna like it when nobody plays with yours while you all over the motherfucking place. But other than that, man, these are the most fun, cool, you know what I'm saying, funny people that there are, man. And Gemini will brighten up your day. But understand that no matter where you got your sun at, no matter where your moon is at, no matter where your Venus or Mars or Mercury is, or Jupiter, or Saturn or Pluto, or Rahu or Ketu, which are the north and south nodes, you don't have to fucking feed into the negativity. Okay? You can let that shit ride, cuz, for real. Let it ride. Because just because you build like that, it don't mean you have to build like that. And if I can, I'm going to keep bringing y'all this priceless knowledge yourself. If y'all fucking with me, man, please like, share, and subscribe. I ain't going to beg no more. Just please do. If you're interested in astrological readings whatsoever, you can either hit me up in the comments below or email me at mr.turner1300@gmail.com, man. I appreciate all the love and support, man. Until I see y'all again, man. Understand that you need to keep it real and understand that I don't got it all figured out, so don't think I do. Because every day, I'm still struggling to change, man. Still struggling to change. Understand?